If you're looking for an economical and reliable arc welding machine that's light and easy to use and portable, then this video is for you. So today we're going to be reviewing the Forney Easy Weld 100 ST. The 100 ST is a 90 amp machine. It runs off of 120 only. Doesn't have the 220 option like the welder we reviewed previously. So one thing I do like about the Forney Easy Weld, and one thing I noticed immediately, is the size of the ground clamp. The ground clamp is significantly heavier duty. We use this out in the field a lot building welded top rail fence, and this actually fits over the 2 3/8 inch top rail that we weld, which is extremely handy. This machine features 8-foot leads. They seem to be of decent quality. The stingers of decent quality. The machine itself is actually extremely light. It weighs less than 10 pounds and is extremely easy to operate. Right here it's got a switch for a switch in between TIG and stick. The hardware to TIG weld with this machine is not included. It just includes the arc welding hardware. It's pretty simple. This is your amperage. We'll get into that here shortly. The welder itself is rated to run 1/8 inch rod, except 7018. Most other rods which require less amperage in the 1/8 inch platform can be ran on this machine. We're going to try to run some 7018 today just to show you, but it is a little harder to start because 7018 requires some more amperage and it's a harder starting rod. Before we dive into welding, it should be noted we've been running this machine for approximately 5 weeks in the field. And when I say in the field, it's quite literally in the field. We weld in very rural areas, in areas where I can't get my truck and large engine drive welder. We run this on an extension cord, and it's extremely handy. So this thing sucks in dust day in and day out. It's abused, it's been rained on. It's safe to say that we've definitely put it through its paces and it's performed very well. So this is a piece of 5/16 inch, just mild steel. It's a little cold, so it might take a bit to get the weld started. We did a practice speed right here to set the amperage. We're running 6011 1/8 inch rod. The welder is set at its max of 90 amps just due to the thickness of the material. Alright, let's strike an arc. Alright, so we'll label that real quick. That's 6011. Like I mentioned before, we've got some 7018 1/8 inch rod. This machine's actually not rated to run this rod, but we're going to try to get it going. It is a hard starting rod, and especially when you're running low amperage like this. So off camera we tried to run some 1/8 inch 7018. Like I said before, the machine is not rated to run it, and on this thick material it didn't like it. We could get it to arc, but we couldn't get it to run a bead. So I broke out some 3/32 7018. Again, we're going to run it at max amperage due to just the higher amperage requirements for 7018 and this thick material. We're going to run it right here in front of the 6011 bead. So down here we have the 6011, up here we have the 7018, a lot shorter bead, but I think we'll get the point across. So we're going to knock the slag off of these. The chipping hammer's in the truck and I don't want to go get it, so we're just going to use this. Now here's the 7018. Alrighty, so both are good looking welds for their perspective rod. The 6011 is a notoriously violent rod, but good for rusted material like what we were running on. 7018 is a little harder starting, but obviously a high strength rod. Very smooth welding once you get it going. So one thing worth mentioning is we're actually running this machine off a 50-foot extension cord. If you've ever welded on any sort of machine and ran it off an extension cord, you know that it does make a difference and you get a loss of performance with an extension cord. So looking at these results, it should be noted that we are running it off an extension cord and we're able to still generate good welds. If you're in the market for a lightweight, easy to use welder that runs off a 120 volt, whether you're just beginning or you need something that's portable in the field, the Forney Easy Weld 100 ST is a very good option. We bought this machine off Amazon. Feel free to take a look and see if this machine will work for you. As always, thanks for watching DIY on the House.